Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today's crypto in focus and project is Monero and its native coin XMR, which according to Monero's website, it is a reasonably private digital currency, and it is one of the major private coins that exist in the cryptocurrency realm at the moment. Onto CoinMarketCap, it is currently 12th with a circulating market cap of just over $800 million, and its current price is $45.72 per XMR. To give you some perspective how this compares to two other major privacy coins, we've got Dash, which sits at 20th on the list, and Zcash or Zcash at 28th. Let's have a look at the price history for Monero. Scrolling down to the price charts, based on CoinMarketCap's data, we have price information back from May 2014. So it's been around compared to many other cryptos. It started off at $1.68. And it rose at its peak. This, once again, like many other cryptos, coincided with the huge run-up that we had at the end of 2017. It got up to, let's have a look at these data here, just under $500 per XMR, which is insane compared to its price at inception. Before I continue, a couple of things I want to show you. There's this interesting site called Fiat Leak, and it shows you the flow of different cryptocurrencies, so what's being purchased in which currency. But if we compare this with Bitcoin, we can see a huge amount of activity happening around the world in real time. Various assets listed here, and there's some related news as well if you are interested in keeping informed via Fiat Leak. Another thing before I continue, the information and opinions provided by either myself or the authors listed throughout this video should not be taken as legal, tax, and/or financial advice. Please always do your own research before investing, and I'm not a financial advisor, just to put it out there. A quick summary of what is in store for today's video. Other than the price data, we have more info about Monero XMR and its use cases, why does it stand out from many other cryptos, some relevant Monero news, ways to store your XMR. I will touch on some mining information as well, my price analyses, and a general market update. Okay, scrolling down its official website here, why Monero is different. Just touching on these key points. It is secure. So decentralized crypto, like many others, stands out for its privacy features, and in particular, ring signatures, ring confidential transactions, and stealth addresses to obfuscate the origins, amounts, and destinations of all transactions. It is untraceable, and it is also fungible. For those who are not familiar with this concept of fungibility, I've got this link here with further details if you're interested. Fungibility means that two units of a currency can be mutually substituted, and the substituted currency is equal to another unit of the same size. Some other information in the project I want to discuss, which is available in Monero's white paper. This was published back in June 2018. A link in the description, just like all of the references in the video. The cryptocurrency Monero, initially known as BitMonero, was created back in April 2014 as a proof of concept currency CryptoNote. It offered receiver anonymity through the use of one-time addresses and sender ambiguity by means of ring signatures. Since its inception, Monero has further strengthened its privacy aspects by implementing amount hiding. The related journal articles from these authors listed here will be available in the description. Relevant points about ring signatures. Each signature is generated with a single private key and a set of unrelated public keys. Somebody verifying a signature would not be able to tell which ring member corresponds to the private key that created this. In a second, I'll show you an image just to make this all clearer. In the context of Monero, they'll allow for unforgeable, signer ambiguous transactions that leave currency flows largely untraceable. Okay, I'll leave that there. Let's jump over to the image with a ring signature example. Okay, this is the medium piece from CoinMonks. So we see here, for those not looking at the screen, 4 people, and they've got their private and secret keys all in the group as shown in this ring formation. It says here, Bob generates random numbers for Trent, Alice, and Eve. A couple of things to point out in regards to this. It should then be possible to check the validity of the group by knowing the public key of the group, but not possible to determine a valid signature if there is no knowledge of the private keys within the group. Once the individuals have been assigned their keys, it says Bob now releases the overall signature, the random X values, along with the computed secret key. To check the signature, the receiver just computes the ring and checks that the result matches the sent signature. If you want further information about this piece, just used as little as possible, so I encourage you to read this in further detail. It's from Professor Bill Buchanan, OBE, titled Ring Signatures and Anonymization, the CoinMonks Medium page there. And I recommend checking out their Twitter page as well, just as a shout out to them, not paid advertising. Moving away from ring signatures, we'll talk about stealth addresses, which I touched on earlier. In a nutshell, according to Monero's website, stealth addresses allow and require the sender to create random one-time addresses for every transaction on behalf of the recipient. And by using these, only the sender and the recipient can determine where a payment was sent. So stealth addresses used in conjunction with ring signatures reinforce privacy using Monero. Additionally, it says Monero is private by default and optionally semi-transparent. Because of this default setting, you're not accidentally revealing details which really solidify Monero's position as a privacy coin. There are of course other features, and I want to draw your attention to a piece here from Brave New Coin. For those not looking at the screen, Monero price analysis, RandomX removes ASICs but has led to mining pool centralization. It elaborates on some of the privacy features, not just for Monero but other privacy coins out there. It talks about one of the drawbacks with these transactional privacy features with Monero, how it's led to an increase in malware and ransomware operators linked to XMR mining, and more info in regards to that. In response to this, just as a quick side note, Monero has set up this Monero malware response page for your reference. Anyhow, for brevity, because as I said, there is a lot to cover, let's jump over to some other news articles talking about Monero. This piece from Crypto News Z, Bitsa, the prepaid card designed for crypto enthusiasts around the world. And this was from a few weeks back. Scrolling down, Bitsa recently announced its collaboration with leading decentralized crypto Monero. Its strategic partnership opened doors for the users to top up their Bitsa prepaid cards using Monero for payment settlements. And this specifically refers to something called Bitsa Young, so reaching out to some younger users out there. Bitsa assists users to convert their crypto money into fiat instantly without any hassle. And being backed by Visa, the card can be used to settle payments in stores located worldwide with the utmost security and safety. There is a way to be able to convert your crypto into fiat and then use it through Visa. Some people would rather use Monero directly, myself included if I had to, and I feel as though this whole process of converting into fiat and then going via Visa defeats the purpose of privacy coins, or one of their key selling points, if you're using it with a merchant. But that's just my opinion, and that's assuming that these transactions can be tracked. How enthusiastic are you about this idea? This fascinating piece I came across here on Decrypt titled Monero More Dangerous Than Bitcoin, says German Finance Ministry. I'll let you go through this article in your own time, but I want to jump over to, well, this is in German and here is the English translation. This says here, in December 2017, Germany launched its first national risk assessment as part of its efforts to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. Just drawing your attention to a few paragraphs in this report. On page 109, this chapter here on crypto assets, just drawing your attention to a couple of key points here. Particular susceptibility for money laundering, however, is seen in crypto assets which offer users complete anonymity and transactions in which are untraceable. Examples are Monero and Zcash. User anonymity makes it easy to conceal the transactions and hence impossible to trace the funds involved. And jumping ahead, Germany already has the effective legal and technical wherewithal to secure and dispose of incriminated crypto assets. Given the increasingly widespread use of Monero on the dark web, this cryptocurrency is also expected to gain practical significance with regard to securing and disposal of these assets. It's what our 130-page report, so you'll have plenty to read. So a couple of other things, in my opinion. Privacy coins crypto in general is already under fire by many people that are misinformed and constantly say, oh, crypto, it's used on the dark web, it's illegal, it's a scam. However, they conveniently ignore the fact that any illegal activities with cryptocurrencies only account for a tiny percentage of the overall space. And moreover, there are many scams and a lot of illicit activity that occurs in today's society and occurred well before crypto, which makes me laugh because people just completely disregard this. So that's something to consider. Anyhow, it refers to This preliminary report, 2020 Crypto Crime Report, just scroll down to the bottom of this. Just the key point here. Compared to the global money laundering and the fiat money system in just 1 year, which is estimated by the United Nations to be around 2 to 5% of global GDP, or 800 million to 2 trillion US dollars, this amount of $2.8 billion of washed Bitcoin can be considered small in direct comparison. Now, you be the judge. Another article in relation to this is from Blockonomy, Monero on the horizon on Bitcoin, Chainalysis, and Darknet marketplace activity. Chainalysis found that the amount of cryptocurrencies that flowed into DNMs last year accounted for less than 1% of all crypto economy transaction activity in the same span. And that just backs up what I was saying before. I won't add any more to this point. Let's jump over to some more useful information about how to store your XLM in various ways. One of the most popular options to storing your crypto offline is through Ledger. Two of their most popular options, Ledger Nano X and S. But jumping over to the list of supported assets, if we type in Monero, it says it's unfortunately not supported yet on Ledger Live, but you can store it use the GUI wallet, and that's stored via the Ledger. Here is a link to the GUI wallet. So there are a couple of wallets, but this is the most user-friendly option compared to the other one. There is also a guide in terms of how to use the GUI, so the Monero ecosystem GitHub here, and I'll provide a link to this in the description. Plenty of information, a very detailed and step-by-step process on how to set up the wallet and then deposit, transfer funds, and all of that. A popular alternative to Ledger is the Trezor wallet. And if I jump over to their list of supported currencies, under Monero, it says only the Trezor Model T can support storage for Monero. Alternatively, I came across this piece by Buy Bitcoin Worldwide, the best Monero wallets, and it shows you the different options. So for security with hardware wallets, and then mobile wallets there for Android and iOS. Personally, not financial advice, I would recommend getting a hardware wallet. I generally prefer Ledger. They support the highest number of crypto assets overall, just my preference, and I'm most familiar with using that. As a side note, I do not currently own Monero, but plan to hold a small amount in future. I've made a separate video about my favorite cryptocurrencies in 2020 if you're interested in checking that out. Now, one more option, which I have never used myself previously, but I am familiar with it, is to create what is called a paper wallet. I came across this website. It's called monero.how, and I've never used these before, and do bear in mind this was updated a couple of years ago. Nevertheless, the whole concept is the same, a paper wallet to store your crypto offline, and this gives you some understanding of how it works, actually a fairly detailed understanding of the ways to make the wallets, just scroll down, and a way to securely store it as well. Two things that do come to mind in relation to this. One, make sure that with your recovery seed, your backup phrases or words, make sure you handwrite them. It's the same with a hardware wallet. You should never save them on a computer. Always better to have them handwritten. And secondly, what I have read in the past is that if you were to select this option, you should use an offline printer, so nothing that has ever had a connection with like a Wi-Fi network or any of that, just in case it could potentially get compromised. That's if you want to just err on the side of caution. They say better safe than sorry. Anyway, that's just some food for thought. All right, now is the time to jump over to the prices. Quick side note, if you're liking this video or any of my other content, click subscribe. Don't forget to smash the bell icon. Give it a like as well. A quick explanation of some of the relevant statistics here. 18.5 million XMR circulating supply. How did I get to this figure? If we look at today's circulating supply, it's 17.5 million coins, in addition to the present inflation rate. Now, this is according to Viewbase, 2.91% per annum. So live inflation rates says here, for those not looking at the screen, projected annualized inflation rate based on newly minted coins in the last 24 hours. And if you sign in, as a side note, you get a list of all the different cryptos and their inflation rates if you're interested. So it is a mineable coin. And once it hits a figure of, I think it was 18.4 million XMR, which is expected in a couple of years' time, we reach this thing called the tail emission. Just an explanation about this, a quick and concise summary of tail emission through Monero's website. Monero block rewards will never drop to zero. Block rewards will gradually drop until tail emission commences at the end of May 2022. At this point, rewards will be fixed at 0.6 XMR per block, which ends up being 0.3 XMR per minute. And why is this? Because miners need an incentive to mine. To summarize, we've got the current price just under $46 per XMR, market cap of approximately $800 million, the circulating supply of 17.5 million XMR. $500 per XMR, which is just above its all-time high of $495 per coin, which occurred on the 7th of January 2018, is highly achievable when you consider there have been technological advancements. At $500 per coin, that would be a circulating market cap of $9.25 billion at this circulating supply. I think in the next bull run, this could be easily achieved. That's about an 11x return from where we are now. Highly achievable. I don't see that being an issue. Just my opinion. If you beg to differ or if you have any input, please let me know in the comments section as we go throughout this. $1,000 per XMR. Depending on how much momentum we have in the next bull run, with what's happening at the moment, it's hard to tell when this is going to happen. Now, just a reminder, none of the information in this is financial advice, just to reiterate this. And there is no guarantee that we will hit these prices again. I know some people don't like me saying that, but you always need to err on the side of caution. And yes, I will play devil's advocate, but I will tell you my honest opinion if I think these prices could be attained and how likely it could be. Doubling the previous figure, that's 18.5 billion in circulating market cap. That's just for perspective. Ethereum is currently at about 14 billion in market cap. And as we know, it's down considerably from its all-time high. So to be a few billion above Ethereum at the moment is fairly plausible in the grand scheme of things. We know that Monero, it's been in the top 20 for a while and it's existed for 6 years now. So it's got a good track record so far. Now, yes, it is down considerably from its all-time high. However, this is a market-wide phenomenon and XMR is still up considerably from its price at inception. It's hard to tell exactly what the overall crypto market cap would be at this price, but if I had to make a wild guess, and just to reflect on the market cap at the time of this bull run when XMR approached its all-time high, the overall crypto market cap was roughly 815 to 820 billion. So I would say, assuming Monero grows at a slightly faster rate, I would say 1.5 trillion in overall crypto market cap, which when you consider the vast amount of money, when you consider the tens of trillions of dollars around the world, that's fairly plausible overall. You be the judge as we go through this. 2,000 per XMR. So they would need to quadruple that previous all-time high, thereabouts. Uncharted waters. I guess for many cryptos at this point, you would assume all cryptocurrencies would be eclipsing their previous all-time highs. 37 billion in circulating market cap. As the market evolves, as the market matures and all of these cryptos, or at least the good ones that remain in existence, I see Monero fulfilling more of this niche amongst those who want privacy. Before I elaborate, I want to quickly talk about the long-term viability of privacy coins. So my perspective on this, to counteract what some critics say about whether these will actually exist in future or not. There is a highly respected and noteworthy crypto commentator who is rather skeptical of the long-term viability of privacy coins. And this is due to the possibility that governments could impose very severe restrictions on major crypto exchanges to be able to list these privacy coins and therefore affect the utility amongst the public. I acknowledge these are legitimate concerns and I see where they're coming from. However, there are 3 reasons that I believe will ensure the long-term survival of these coins. Again, just my opinion, not financial advice. So the first one is privacy. And I'm talking about law-abiding citizens purchasing goods on a daily basis. What I've noticed now, because of what's happening around the world as we speak, there are restrictions on those who want to pay with cash. Many places only accept cashless payments. As a result, that's limiting what people can purchase, or in many cases, they don't feel comfortable paying by card or something similar because these transactions can easily be monitored. And it's not that people have something to hide, it's just as a matter of principle. And what this ties into a lot of people's individual freedoms, their civil liberties, or a lot of civil liberties are just being eroded. And for some people, they're just non-existent or few and far between. There would need to be a digital substitute to cash. And again, just to reiterate, this is for law-abiding citizens. However, on the other side of the spectrum, as I spoke about, or just touching on the figures earlier, we're dealing with sums in the trillions of dollars globally in the black market. Now, that's a separate topic which I won't get involved in, but my point is, over time, as we evolve more to a cashless society, many people would seek a private option. As an alternative to these privacy coins, it is possible and realistic that in future, some other cryptocurrencies that don't have privacy features could have these optional features attached to them. My third and final point about this ties in with atomic swaps. And for those who aren't familiar with them, in a nutshell, this concept involves converting one crypto to another without the need to use an intermediary. So an exchange, for example. Assuming that you can conduct an atomic swap privately without revealing data. Just my thoughts. Now, that's quite a bit to take in, but I feel as though that was necessary to mention. Anyhow, to wrap up this section, $4,000 per XMR at the above mentioned circulating supply would equal $74 billion in circulating market cap. There are many ifs and buts, and it's possible that we won't hit 4,000 per XMR. The other possibility to explore, just to play devil's advocate, is how likely is it for XMR to plummet to or near $0 per coin. Say another privacy coin rises or other cryptos adopt privacy features. That's always possible. You should always plan for the worst case scenario just in case. Not financial advice. That is a wrap for the prices. To finish this video, a quick overview of the crypto prices today. Just for your reference, at the time of recording these prices, it is Sunday the 29th of March 2020 at 3:34 p.m. UTC. Here are the prices as follows. Bitcoin at $6,152 per BTC. Ethereum at just below $130 per Ether. XRP has shown some promising signs over the past week. It's currently at 17 cents. Litecoin at $38. EOS at $2.19. Binance Coin just under $12 per BNB. Tezos at $1.55. Stellar at just under 4 cents per XLM. Cardano just under 3 cents per ADA. Chainlink $2.11. And if you're interested, just some of the major gainers and losers for the day. Status and Energy up 19 and 12% respectively. And Bitcoin down just under 10%. Digibyte and Steam about 4.5% down over the past 24 hours. If you like this video, any of my other content, hit subscribe, smash the bell icon, give it a like as well. Feel free to jump over to my YouTube channel, Cryptocurrency Logic, to the channel with all of these different videos covering various crypto projects with their price targets or analyses there, and some other information as well. And a shout out to the team at CoinMonks for letting me use this crypto piece. Thank you to them and to everyone else who has let me use their content throughout the video and in general. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. If you want to say something at all, well, you are more than welcome to do so. Leave your comment. I'll reply within a day or two. More crypto videos coming soon. I'll leave you to it and take it easy.